Hey everybody, how are you doing? This is Frank with Frankly Horse Racing, and I'm just going to do just a quick recap of yesterday's big race, the Kentucky Derby. We'll probably do some video coming up, just kind of showing some different trips and some different nuances that may have happened. I think it went pretty good, but by the way, I had handicapped and by the numbers. In a lot of ways, there's factors you cannot count, and that is trip. The weather, I'm not sure played much difference. A few horses, I'm sure, didn't like the kickback. Otherwise, I think the track played pretty fair and square to what I was thinking throughout the day. Myself, I started off a little rough the first three races. I wasn't going to play, and I ended up playing and put myself in a small hole those first three races with pick fives. I love playing pretty good show parlays on days like today and the Breeders' Cup and the Belmont. So I put myself in a hole and finally settled in, and then from about the fourth race on, then I went and had a pretty good afternoon and early evening from there. On the Derby itself, it came down to the two horses that I had predicted. I didn't break any barriers there. A lot of people did. The more and more I thought about it the night before and then rewatched Sovereignty's race from last year at Churchill Downs and how confident Bill Mott was, I ended up using him the most. Those are the two horses I used in pretty much everything. I didn't do a horizontal with a bunch of horses in them. I used two horses, and then in one ticket, I threw Coal Battle in case the good story happened to win. But it came down, and it was fantastic, and we'll go over in another video the run. The trouble journalism actually had early in the race, and then the beautiful way that Alvarado stalked right outside of journalism and just had way more horse up the stretch. I was incredibly impressed with Baeza. That quick video I did about him getting in after the scratches. I said I was only going to use him in trifectas and supers. And the trifecta actually didn't pay that bad for two favorites. Where the most juice came in was on the win end, and the exacta was fantastic. So it came in pretty nice, and I had a pretty nice day, and I hope a lot of you did. Also, I know there was some issues with my audio on a video or two. I'm still working out some kinks. I'll get that right, and I do apologize about that. But if you watch the videos, I hope I was able to help you, and I hope I was able to get you to understand a little bit more for the new people that have been texting in or commenting on horse racing. These are great days, they're fun, and there's a lot of minutia out there. The main thing, like I said in a few videos, is if you have a thought and you have a feeling, stick with it. Allow people to maybe add to your pool, but don't just throw your horse out. But Sovereignty going off at 7-1 at the end, which Sovereignty, Baeza, and I forget which other horse took a lot of money at the end, was just fantastic. And I was very happy to get a good piece of that. And I was honestly sweating quite a bit coming up the stretch because I had a pretty nice exacta and then an exacta box with Sovereignty and journalism, and only a little one with Baeza. I'm glad he filled out the try, and I would have had him in second, but most of my money was put into those two, and then Sovereignty on top. So, again, this is Frank with Frankly Horse Racing. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. We'll have some more videos coming up this week, a little bit on handicapping, some Derby review, and then a couple Pace Makes the Race videos. Take care. We'll talk to you soon.